everybody? It's your boy Broadway Joel, the voice of Dominican boxing. And today I may do a video like this. Live may be a little bit longer than how I usually do them. Uh, there's a lot to cover. Elvis Rodriguez just fought last Saturday. I was over there in Minnesota, as you guys saw. I was there getting you guys coverage. Got you guys post fight interview. Only me and Showtime got a post fight interview from Elvis Rodriguez. Probably even pre fight. I can't think anybody besides at the weigh-in who interviewed Elvis Rodriguez. So I definitely brought that content for you guys. I interviewed Subriel Matias and Joseph Adorno and Samson Lukowitz and Jeremias Ponce and Brian Custer. Man, I got a lot of good content out there. I met a lot of people. I made a lot of good connections, and I'm excited. I'm excited. What's to come, man. Every time I go out, I come back with a bunch of subscribers. And anytime I leave my house and I go somewhere to cover an event or to go on the Boxing Voice or whatever, I'll come back with a bunch of subscribers, and my views definitely go up and stuff like that. So I'm really enjoying what I'm doing, and the trajectory of my journalism career is going up pretty much. What's going on, everybody? Dime a ver que lo que mi gente de RD, Domingo, and Rod, man, I appreciate you, man. I'm glad you saw me on the Boxing Voice. Hope you enjoyed it. But I want to get to my trip well, first I want to start off by saying, so I'm hearing from one of my sources that Michelle Rivera is going to get a 6-month suspension from the Nevada State Athletic Commission and a $15,000 fine. That is what I heard from one of my sources, that Michelle Rivera is unfortunately going to be suspended, and again a 6-month suspension and a $15,000 fine for his positive test of diuretics this past December. The Nevada State Athletic Commission has not officially reported that, but that is what I'm hearing from one of my very, very reliable, legit sources that I have. But we'll see until the commission announces it. We won't know 100%, but that's what I'm hearing. That's from my sources. That's what I'm hearing. So keeping you guys up to date, because obviously when you guys are subscribed to me, you guys gotta be ahead of the curve before people find out things. You gotta find out things here on my channel, on the Broadway Joel Show. But first, let me talk about my experience in Minnesota, man. I had a good time. The food out there was surprisingly good, but when I landed, it was freezing. It was I think it was 9 degrees out there when I landed. There were no cabs. I had to go to like an office and be like, like, I'm not from here. I don't have nobody picking me up. Can you get me a cab? So they had to call a cab for me. I've never had that experience in any other airport I've been to, but hey, this is Minnesota. So I hopped in the cab, got to my hotel. I stood downtown. Downtown surprisingly was a lot bigger than I was anticipating it. I was anticipating it to be a smaller downtown, but it reminded me a lot of Chicago. But you gotta remember, it was a snowstorm like from Tuesday to Thursday. I landed there Friday, so there was like a bunch of snow everywhere, and it was freezing cold, so nobody was outside. Like, that downtown area was dead. There was nobody outside. I was walking around, and I don't know if y'all saw my vlog. I literally walked from my hotel room to where the weigh-in was going to be, and I walked back. Same thing. I walked to the Armory from my hotel room and walked back. Oh, no, because from the Armory, I went to Elvis's hotel. So from there, I did take an Uber. So that's I only took one Uber while I was out there, with the exception of taking an Uber back to the airport. So yeah, that's how my experience in Minnesota was. I actually, again, the food was good. I can't really say how the vibe of the people was, because I didn't really interact with too many non-boxing people. All the people I interacted with were all boxing people. So I had a good time. It was decent. It was decent. But yeah, let me talk about the weigh-in though. So at the weigh-in, I'm sitting directly in. Well, I'm sitting right next to Samson Lukowicz. Me and Samson Lukowicz, we have a conversation and stuff like that. We talking about Dominican boxing and stuff like that. How he appreciates what I do and that he'll give me an interview later. But right now, blah blah blah. So, we just chopped it up, and then he had to go somewhere. So I'm sitting directly in front of Subriel Matias's mom, and they're there, and she's asking questions like, "Oh, how many fights are on the card and stuff like that." So I answered it for him, and I'm like, and she's like, "Man, I can't wait to see my son fight. Can't wait to see my son fight." And I'm like, "Who's your son?" She's like, "Oh, my son is Subriel Matias." I was like, "Oh, okay. Now that I got you here, there's rumors that his parents are Dominican. Is that true?" And she was like, "No." She goes, I'm his mother. I'm Puerto Rican, and he was born in Puerto Rico, but his father was born in Dominican Republic. So she was like, his father is Dominican, but she's like, he got Dominican blood, but don't get it twisted. He's Puerto Rican. He was born in Puerto Rico. I was like, hey man, I just wanted to get the facts straight, man. She was like, but his mom was mad cool, man. She's a really really nice lady. His man was mad cool. She was telling me about Subriel's father. And she was like, "Oh, you Dominican?" She was like, "Oh, you here? Who you like? Why are you here?" And I was telling her like Elvis Rodriguez is on the card. It was dope. It was dope. But so Elvis manager hits me up saying he don't got a Dominican flag, and I was like, "Bro, come on, man, I got you." He hit me out actually while I was in New York, so I brought this flag out there. So the flag you see Elvis with on the weigh-in is my flag. So I gave it to Elvis manager. So when Elvis comes down for the weigh-in, Elvis sees me. And he just gives me a pound to keep it moving. He looked like he in a bad mood. I'm like, okay, all right. Whatever. I ain't make nothing of it. He trying to make weight and shit. I'm not. And then he has he weighs in. They have the face off, whatever, and all that. So we already saw all that. And then afterwards, everybody went out to eat. I couldn't find Elvis manager was like, "Yo, we're going to a restaurant." Like, I was like, "All right, I'm gonna just go eat myself too." So I went, I ate, and when I got back to the hotel. I see Adorno, and I was like, "Oh, let me get an interview with Adorno." But as I'm walking to Adorno, Elvis sees me. Elvis is like, "Yo, what's up, bro?" I was like, "What's up?" "Oh shit, what's up, man?" I give him a pound, and he was like, "Yo, I apologize about earlier, man. I was just focused in. I was zeroed in. I knew I was gonna do the face off, So he wasn't like necessarily in a good mood to be like, "Hey, what's going on, bro?" He didn't want to chop it up. So he was just like, "Yo, I'm gonna just go and I'm gonna do me." So I was like, nah, bro. Like, you have to weigh in, man. You got to do what you got to do. I definitely ain't take that personal. So that's what happened. And then, he made the weight. He actually weighed in lighter than Adorno. Adorno weighed in at 140. He weighed in like 139 and a quarter or something, or in 3/4. So he actually, ironically, he's obviously the bigger man, actually weighed in less than him. But yeah, let me get to his performance. Elvis Rodriguez's performance. I felt like Elvis was waiting for everything to be perfect before he opens up. I felt like he was kind of like, if he wasn't 100% sure he could land, or it wasn't a counter punch that he was setting up, he wasn't going to let his hands go the first like 3-4 rounds. And I'm not, maybe like the first 4-5 rounds, actually. And I was like, man, he gave some rounds away. If we're being honest, he gave some rounds away. And there was some rounds where he did a little bit more, but you can see somebody giving that round to Adorno, which I didn't like. I was kind of like, man, like he need to pick it up. But once Adorno slowed down, like probably like in that 6th round, I think you could visibly see Adorno's speed, foot speed slow down. Like I literally saw it from my seat. I was like, oh, he's not moving as quick. He's not moving as much. And that's when Elvis started closing in on the distance. And man, that 7th round knockdown, man, I have no idea how Adorno got up, man. That was a vicious right hook. I like even after in the after the interview after excuse me after the fight, I interviewed Elvis. In that interview, he said, "Man, I don't know how he got up." He goes, "I got him pretty clean. That was a clean, nasty right hook, landed right to his jaw, and he actually didn't even fall from the right hook. He got wobbled, and then Elvis just kind of like mauled him, and he fell." Uh, So I was really surprised. And then, but what impressed me about Adorno is he fought back afterwards. He didn't lay down. He fought back, and you know what I'm saying. And Adorno, like, he didn't fold. He was throwing punches back while he was hurt. He was still getting the worst of the exchanges. Let's not make it out to be something else. But he showed that he was clearly hurt. There's no doubt about that. But he wasn't wavering. He wasn't like, "Oh, I'm hurt," but I'm just gonna bounce around and move and hold and do all this type of weird shit. Nah, he did his thing. He did his thing. And Elvis proceeded to again after that was kind of like the turning point. Proceeded to win the rest of the rounds. I do think he still wasn't active enough in those later rounds, but Adorno had slowed down so much from his footwork that Elvis's, activity was a bit more active than it was in the first 5-6 rounds. And he also scored another knockdown in that last round, which some people saying it's a slip, some people saying it's a knockdown. I put it out as a short. It's kind of difficult because a punch did land as he was slipping. I mean, that's at the discretion of the referee. I'll be honest with you, I would have counted it as a knockdown because of that reason. Is like a punch was landed as you were slipping. So I mean, I don't understand how you not count it as a knockdown. But either way, I don't think he needed it to win. I was a little bit nervous he wasn't gonna get the decision had he not got the knockdown, that second knockdown, because I was like, there were a lot of just early rounds where nothing really happened, and when you have those type of rounds, they can go either way. When it's like, oh nah, this guy clearly landed 14 punches to 6, it's kind of like, it's clear it was kind of like whose jab was harder, who had more ring generalship. Is like these rounds were difficult to score. So that's why once he got the second knockdown, I was like, whew. Like before that, I was kind of worried. I was like, I don't know, I think he won, but that may be my biased brain. That may be, what I want to happen. I don't know. But once he got the second knockdown, I was like, all right, there were a lot of close rounds, but 2 knockdowns in 2 different rounds, I think seals the deal, to be honest with you. Yeah. But let me get to this. So after the fight, right? We watched Jamal James and Subriel Matias fight, and I'll get to Matias in a bit. I just want to talk about Elvis's performance and all that for. I head to the press conference, the press conference afterwards, and the first thing I ask is, I'm like, "Yo, where's Elvis, and when is he coming up?" And I was told, "Oh, Elvis is not coming." And I was like, "What?" They're like, "Yeah, he's not gonna come. We only doing Jamal James and Subriel Matias." I'm like, "Okay, like that's weird." Like, all right. So I was like, I just found that weird because why wouldn't you have Elvis Rodriguez at the press conference just to ask him at least 5 to 10 questions, which literally cost the Armory, PBC, TGB Promotions, and Elvis Rodriguez and the media? It literally cost them nothing for them to do that. It's like, it's free promotion. I don't understand why was the decision. Now they had Jamal James up there talking for like 30 minutes. And I'm like, "Yo, bro, like this dude is never gonna become a world champion. This dude is never gonna, reach the highest pinnacle of boxing. Like he's never gonna be in a top 5 in a weight class, in that weight class in welterweight." So it's like, why is he up there for half an hour? I was told because, oh, he's a local kid, and there was a lot of local Minnesota media, and I understand that. Trust me, I understand that. But that doesn't mean that people weren't there for Elvis, including me. Like, yo, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the voice of Dominican boxing was there. Like, just off the strength that you knew I had applied for a media credential, he should have been there. And on top of that, there's other media members there that would have gotten that content, and they would have put it on their platform. They would have wrote about it in their newspaper, and he would have got more promotion. And that's better for everybody. Better for him, better for the media, and better for TGB and PBC. That was a weird decision to not have him go to the press conference. So whatever. After Jamal James, is done with his half-hour speech, they put up Subriel Matias, who, again, I'll get to Subriel Matias, but I want to talk about Elvis' situation first. Subriel Matias, I interviewed him. Y'all seen me post. Well, I put out the press conference where I was asking questions and stuff like that. So I'm like, damn, man. So I text Elvis manager. I'm like, yo, bro, like, I need that Elvis interview. That's why I came to Minnesota, man. Please don't tell me this dude fell asleep. He just had a 10-round fight, but he was like, nah, don't worry. Just come to the hotel. We'll do it in his hotel room, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, all right, cool. So I went to his hotel room. I got the interview. And I'm pretty sure most of y'all saw my interview with Elvis in the hotel. So as I'm walking out his room, I run into this guy from PBC. And I was like, yo, bro, like how come Elvis wasn't part of the press conference? And he's like, oh, we usually don't do undercards. We usually only do main events. The only reason Jamal James was up there is because he's local and there was a lot of local Minnesota media there. That's a lie, bro. I ain't tell him that. I'm telling y'all. That's a lie. Yes, like this isn't my first, press conference. Y'all seen me interview Boots Ennis, right? Wasn't he on the undercard of Tank versus Hector Garcia? Y'all seen me post that? When Puello and Hector Garcia both won their world titles on the same card, they were undercard fights. Y'all seen me interview them. When I went to the Frank Martin versus Michelle Rivera fight, Vincent Astrolabio and Vladimir Shishkin, I think his name is, they were made available to me. I didn't interview him because I wasn't interested in him. But my point is so when the guy was like, yo, we don't do undercard press conference, I was like, what? I was like, come on, man. I ain't say that. I was just like, what I did say, I was like, yo, bro, but he was on TV. Like, you guys acting like he was an off TV fighter. That's what I said. I was like, he was on TV. And he was like, yeah, again, we wouldn't even have had Jamal James up there if he wasn't a local and there wasn't a lot of local media. So I was like, whatever. That's the answer he gave me. But I was upset about it. I was like, I just didn't understand how something so minuscule as, yo, you fought on TV. Yo, just come up to the press conference. See if anybody wants to ask you a question. Because that's what they did with Vladimir Shishkin and Vincent Astrolabio. After their fights, they were like, oh, anybody want to interview them? It's funny. I felt bad for Shishkin. Everybody said no, including me. I just, I'm not, no disrespect. I wasn't interested. Everybody was like, no, like, we good. We don't want to interview him. And it was kind of like that. We just all left it like that. Like that, even that wasn't made available for Elvis. Like, where anybody want to interview Elvis? I would have said yes, so he would at least had one. And there was another dude there. Shout out to Boxeo Algarete. He does like Puerto Rican boxing and stuff like that. So I'm pretty sure he would have wanted to get some content on Elvis. And also he fights in the same division as the guy in the main event. Like, you guys could have had him face off. He could have went over there and asked him for, like, hey man. Because Elvis is a respectful dude. So I think he'd be like, hey, man, I would love a title shot or something like that. Like, I just didn't like it. Also, so Adorno had like the IBF Latino belt at 140. We go to see this fight, and we go to the fight, and then so I'm asking his Elvis manager, like, yo, does he have to do a same day weigh-in? And he was like, nah, that they were told it's not for that regional belt anymore. That it's no longer for the IBF Latino. So now I don't even know if Elvis is going to be ranked after this fight. Like I don't get it. I don't get it. It's it I just don't I don't like how things are being moved around Elvis, man. I wish he was more active. He only fought one time last year, and then again, uh, he's not ranked in none of the sanctioned bodies, and I don't know if he'll be ranked after this win because it wasn't for the IBF Latino belt, which we all thought going into this fight. Then he wasn't at the press conference. It's just I don't know. It's just weird to me. It's just weird to me what's going on, and I don't like it. But that's why I'm here to express what my opinion on that. But so what's next for Elvis? So what I'm hearing is he'll probably be back like around July. Against who? I don't know. The name that makes most sense to me, I don't know. Because the thing is, you could get Sergey Lipinets if he's with it. You could get Akhmadov, but Akhmadov hasn't fought since August 20th. And I heard he has an opponent too. Who else? Gary Antoine Russell already has an opponent. He's fighting Kent Cruz in May. So it's not many hey man, there's not many people who are like on his timeline at 140. I don't know, I would have said Brandon Lee, but Brandon Lee has a fight April 8th. So will he be ready in July? I don't know. He fought in January. So I don't know if he's gonna have 3 fights in 1 year. Maybe not. I don't know. So I don't know who will be next for him, but from what I heard, he'll most likely fight in July. Now getting to the main event, man. First, I just want to say Subriel Matias is a cool dude, man. Subriel Matias is a solid dude, man. Very personable, very likable in person, respectful, shook my hand, made sure, I don't know, just good vibes from him. I really like him as a person, man. But he's also like very serious when it comes to his boxing, man. Like I like before the fight, he's talking about like, yo, he goes, after this win, and I'm not overlooking Ponce, and I want to get this win, but yo, I want to put Regis Prograis in the hospital. He kept telling every media member he can see, he was telling that. I want to put Regis Prograis in the hospital. I want to put Regis Prograis in the hospital. And I'm like, damn, like this dude is talking that Terminator killer shit. You know what I'm saying? So it was definitely refreshing to hear somebody who's like a dog. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want nobody to go to the hospital, but just that mentality, that dog mentality, that like, yo, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to hurt somebody. And that we haven't seen that in a minute in boxing. So that was refreshing to see. I got that energy off of him at the weigh-in. And honestly, that's what tipped me over to pick Matias. I interviewed him, and he was letting the energy he was giving off was like that dog crazy killer mentality. And then when I interviewed Ponce, he's like, yeah, like we're gonna have a fight, and it may be tough, and but we respect each other and this and that. And I'm like, this kid is in trouble, because that's not the type of energy Subriel got, man. Subriel's talking about, yo, this fight's gonna be a bloodbath, and I'm gonna hurt him, and this and that. And I'm like, I don't know if Ponce's ready for what's gonna come to him. So, and honestly, in that first round, I thought he was. I'm like, oh shit, this dude he is ready for that smoke. He came out, he was pounding on Subriel and hitting him, and Subriel looked like he was just covering up, like, and I was like, damn, is the volume too much for Subriel to open up? Is he hurt? I don't know, because he was throwing punches in between, but it just wasn't enough. It wasn't enough to keep off Ponce that first round. So I was like, damn, like Ponce might be that dude. Let's see. In the second round, it was close. third round, and then the fourth round, I was like, oh shit, Subriel was fighting with him, and it's not like Ponce wasn't fighting back and wasn't doing his thing. Ponce was still landing shots, particularly to the body, which I even was like, listen, Subriel's winning some of these rounds, but come round 10, 11, 12, Ponce has invested a lot to the body. Let's see how Subriel looks at the end. But it just didn't happen, man. Subriel went, started pounding on him, got him, dropped him, and then when the round ended, the corner stopped the fight. Honestly, I was a bit disappointed because I like that fight terms of stylistically how it was. It was shaping out to be a good fight. I did see Subriel taking, the lead, but I didn't think it was completely out of hand where there's no way Ponce could have got back in the fight. And it was a very anticlimactic finish. I didn't like that fight the way it ended, but it's how it ended. Listen, I wasn't in that corner. I don't know how hurt he was, but the way Ponce jumped up off that stool and went and hugged Subriel, and I was like, I think he could have fought. Now, I was in the arena, so if he quit or anything like that, you guys let me know in the chat. I don't think he quit. I think he said it was the corner. I don't know, but I just didn't like the stoppage. I wish the fight would have went on. If he got dropped at the end of the round, it wasn't like he took a beating. He had a whole minute to recover. Let's see how he looks in that first minute of the next round, and if you think he's still getting too hurt, then throw the towel. And yes, it may be better to stop a fight too soon than too early, but you know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, like I want to see a fight. You know what I'm saying? Like what if Ponce would have came back and hurt Subriel? I don't know. I don't think he was that hurt where he couldn't defend himself. I don't think that was the case. I don't think that was the case. So, but by the way, Subriel at the press conference, he's talking, and then he stops the whole press conference. He goes, to all you media members here, I want you to send out this message to Regis Prograis. I'm going to put you in the hospital. He made it a point, like, to let the media know, like, go tell Regis Prograis that when we fight, I'm going to put him in the hospital. I was like, damn, like some scary shit. So in the press conference, I asked him, I'm like, yo, bro, so you got a belt, Puello, and you with PBC. Puello got a belt. He's with PBC. Like, well, what's up? You interested in that unification? And he was kind of like, not really. Like, I'm not interested in that unification. I rather Puello go do his thing somewhere else, and I go do my thing with Regis. I was like, all right, cool, whatever. I ain't make nothing of it. So as soon as the press conference ends, everybody puts their camera down. He looks for me. He goes, yo, Dominicano. He don't know my name, so I'll take it. So I'm like, what's up? And he's like, yo, bro, I don't want to fight Puello, man. I don't want to fight another Latino. Like, let him go get a belt and defend his belt or get another belt and unify. And then we go fight for undisputed, or we fight when it's a big money fight. He's like, he goes, I'm not scared of fight Puello. And I had to clarify to him, bro, I know you're not scared of nobody. You're definitely not scared of Puello. And he's like, I'm not scared of fight Puello, but you got to understand, like, I like me and his team kind of cool. You know what I'm saying? He's another Latino. I'd rather that fight happen either down the line or not at all. So I was like, all right, I respect that. I was like, all right, cool. And then he shook my hand, and then I kept it moving. Oh no, he shook my hand, and as I was walking away, he grabs me, like he's like, yo. I was like, what's up? He goes, put your camera on. I was like, all right, whatever. And he's like, yo. He puts his belt up, and I haven't released the video. And I'll just say this: he puts his belt in the front of the camera, and he sends a message to Regis Prograis. That video be out, sometime in the next few days. He sends a little message to Regis Prograis, so it's definitely bone chilling. It's I'll put it like this: I'm glad I'm not Regis, but I hope that fight happens, because that's a fight he really, really wants, and he's talking that gangster that gangster killer shit in the ring. So I definitely want to see that fight. I definitely want to see that fight because that's the fight Subriel wants. So if that's a fight he wants, that's a fight I want. Shout out to my man Ariel Alvarado, man. Always showing love with the super chats, man. $2 super chat. Yo, Ariel, you my man, bro. You definitely helping me out grow this channel. So I just first want to say thank you, bro. Like that shit means a lot to me. It made only to some of you people. Look at him. He all happy for $2. Yes, I'm very happy for $2 because this is a loyal supporter taking money out of his pocket to give to me just to support my channel and what I'm trying to do here. So Ariel Alvarado, bro, thank you so much. Says shout out to my guy Joel, Brooklyn in the building. Absolutely, definitely Brooklyn in the house. You're ready. East New York, Cypress Hills. Shout out to BK all day. Before I throw the link out, for anybody who wants to call in, I want to talk about the Dominican boxing schedule that's coming up. So the Dominican boxing schedule coming up is first we got a Dominican on ESPN. Top Rank has a Dominican signed. His name is Rohan El Rayo Polanco. He is a former silver medalist in the Pan American Games. He will be fighting 12-1 Ricardo Quiroz, whose nickname is El Conejo. That fight will be on ESPN Plus April 1st. I'm looking forward to that because Top Rank holds a lot of cards in New York, and if they could put Polanco in New York, and let's say he becomes world champion, we'll show out and we'll make sure he gets the support he deserves. April 7th on Showbox, Raul Garcia, 12-0 with 10 knockouts from the Dominican Republic, will be fighting Robert Terry from New Jersey, who's 9-0 with 3 knockouts. That'll be on Showtime on Showbox. Then back on ESPN, we got another undefeated Dominican in George the Gentleman Arias, who's 18-0 fighting Jared Anderson, Big Baby Anderson, who's 13-0 with 13 knockouts. So that's another fight where, you know, we're the underdog in that fight, you know, and if he wins, that'll be a big upset. On Showtime the next day, the same day, April 8th, sorry. Luis Reynaldo Nunez, one of my favorite up-and-coming Dominicans, a featherweight, aka the Twist. He's 18-0 with 13 knockouts. He'll be fighting another undefeated fighter in Christian Olivo Barreda, who's 20-0-1 with 7 knockouts. I'm really looking forward to that fight. That fight's on the Fundora undercard. So if you guys not up on Nunez, Luis Reynaldo Nunez, better do your Googles, man. That dude is nice. May 13th, we got Alberto La Vispa Puello, who's 21-0 with 10 knockouts. He'll be fighting Rolando Rolly Romero, who's coming off a knockout loss to Gervonta Davis, who's 14-1 with 12 knockouts. And then El Caballo Bronco, my man Carlos Adames, the explosive Carlos Adames, who's 21-1 with 22-1 with 17 knockouts. He'll be facing Julian J. Rock Williams. So that's pretty much what the schedule of Dominican fighters is going to be like. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to throw the link up now. So anybody who wants to call in and discuss either the schedule or anything I said, you know, then we can discuss that. You know, we can talk about anything you guys want. Shout out to my man Twin Munoz says, so we're not going to talk about the Dominican monster. So we just recently found out, right? We just recently found out that David Benavidez is Dominican. I'm like, what? When did he become Dominican? I don't know, but apparently his father is full Mexican. His mother is Ecuadorian to a Dominican father. So I'm like, oh shit, like damn, we might have to claim him now. We might have to claim him. What's ironic though is you know, I'm picking Plant. So it's like, damn, like I don't know. Do I just switch my pick just to be biased? But but that's crazy. I know he was part Dominican, which is interesting, and you know, maybe that's where he gets his power from. Shout out to my man. Oh, by the way, hold on. I ain't even give my man the proper respect. Shout out to Twin Munoz, man, with the $5 super chat. I just got give my man Twin Munoz shout out for sure, man. And shout out to you. I saw you. You said you saw me in the boxing voice, so shout out to you. Shout out to Al Montas, my man. You know what I'm saying? I can't see your tweet, your message. You can put it up, and I'll put it up. But thank you so much. $5, man. I appreciate you, bro. I really, really do, man. That's much respect to you. You always call in. You know, you always shout me out. You always, hit me up on social media. So I definitely appreciate you, man. And for sure, man. Yo, but anybody who wants to that link, you feel like I said something, and I'm wrong or something, or I said something and I'm right. Hey, man, call in, have that conversation with me, bro. You know what I'm saying? Hold on one second. Let me pin it to the top of the chat. Hold on. All right. And boom, pinned. All right. So the link is now pinned to the top of the chat. Anybody who wants to call in, click that link, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Al. My man just sent $5 just because he's that loyal. My man said no message. Keep doing your thing, bro. Shout out to my man Al, one of my most loyal subscribers. Him, definitely Ariel Alvarado loyal. Juan de la Cruz, I wish he was on, man. I haven't seen him in a minute. He's definitely another loyal one. Shout out to all of y'all. But yo, let me talk about J Rock versus Adames. Yo, I don't like that fight, man. Like, yo, that's a non-competitive fight. Adames about to smoke this guy. He might hurt this dude serious. Yo, Adames got that. He got that thump in those hands, man. I remember, yo, when I was in Vegas, my man Hector was sparring some Mexican cat. Like I went and I saw that day. If y'all saw me on Showtime that day, I gave him the award and everything. It was right after he sparred. So I was like, oh, he sparred some Mexican kid. The Mexican kid, he did all right, whatever. Me and him started getting cool. We started talking, blah, 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 blah. He was like, oh shit, like we just vibed, like whatever. And then we followed each other on Instagram. And I had made a post about Adames or something on Instagram. Yo, he DM'd me. He's like, bro, I've been in the gym with him. He goes, yo, that's Bam Bam from the Flintstones. That dude got bricks in them hands. Like, he's like, yo, he's a power puncher. I was like, word? I'm like, yeah. He's like, yo, he can crack. And I was like, I mean, I knew that already because if you see his fights, you know he can punch. And you look at his his knockout percentage, it's high. It's like in the high 70s, early 80s or something like that. Like he's a big puncher. And now you throwing him in the ring throwing a big puncher like Adames in the ring with a guy who has leaky defense and is chinny and is possibly washed up, depending on, who you ask. My man got just totally dismantled. Well, first he got knocked out by Charlo. Then he went on to beat Hurd. Then gets just absolutely dismantled, destroyed, and destructed against Jason Rosario. Then loses his next fight to Vladimir Hernandez. Is like, and then he gets a win. I think it's an 8-round decision somewhere. And now he gets an Adames fight. Like, yo, man, that WBC playing around with Adames, bro. It's like, yo, what did my man got to do to get his shot? He earned it. Say whatever you want. He earned that shot. He earned that shot. He moved up for Deverenchenko as an underdog and beat him clean. No controversy. Nobody was saying that Deverenchenko won. He beat him. Then goes on in his next fight. He fights the same opponent as Charlo, who he went to decision with, and destroys him in 3 rounds. So it's like, okay, so you the WBC interim belt champ. Why hasn't it been ordered? Why hasn't he been ordered to fight Charlo? And supposedly Charlo's going to make a comeback in June. Although there was a bunch of fights reported, a bunch, and none of them had Charlo in it. You know what I'm saying? When is the Adames fight scheduled for? The Adames fight is scheduled for June 24th. So they announced fights all the way up until June 24th, and Charlo's still not on the schedule. So that would mean that Charlo would have 2 years and change without defending his belt. Meanwhile, you got a guy who not only won an eliminator, beat an eliminator he was an underdog in his fight with Deverenchenko. Then in his next fight, beats a guy that this dude couldn't handle. Is like, how is he not being ranked? Elevated to champion. You don't got to strip Charlo. Make him champion in recess, right? Champion in recess. When you done and you healed and you injured or whatever, you're not injured no more. All right, then you could come back. You could come back and fight for the title. But yo, at the end of the day, yo, elevate my man. Elevate my man. It's taking too long, man. Yo, that WBC convention was what, October, November? All right, yo, it only takes a call. All you got to do is this. Hello? Charlo, are you hurt? All right, when are you coming back? You know what I'm saying? It's like, come on, man. It's like, I don't know. But I will say this. They are giving him a payday. That's should be an easy fight. He should knock this dude out. This should, if Adames wins all 12 rounds and it goes to a decision, it's a disappointment. He should knock this motherfucker out. It should go 5 rounds, 6 rounds at most. I'm picking 5. I think listen, I believe in that power, man. I believe in that power. Say what if his guys tank. Oh, this, that. Yeah, but if the fight only goes 4 or 5 rounds, what does it matter if his gas tank wasn't good? You know what I'm saying? In that Montiel fight, he could have gassed out in the 4th round. He ended it in the 3rd, so it really doesn't matter. So that's the type of shit I don't like. Why the fuck are we not? Why the fuck is Adames not getting his shot, man? I don't know. And this fight is in Minnesota. Come on, man. Like, again, throwing Dominicans out there in Siberia, man. Like, come on. Like, throw these dudes in the East Coast. Yo, New York is too expensive to throw an event. Cool, I get it. I'm not even gonna, like, you know what I'm saying? Criticize that too much because I understand that the insurance to throw a fight here is expensive. Yo, throw them in Jersey, that Prudential Center in Newark, Atlantic City. Yo, the Parks Casino is right outside of Philly or Bethlehem or that's right outside of the Poconos or Mount Airy that's in the Poconos. That's all in PA. Yo, PA, New Jersey, New York. I mean, and again, New York is too expensive. All right, what about Connecticut? What's that thing called? The Mohegan Sun in Connecticut. Yo, bro, you got to get creative. Throwing these dudes in Minnesota, that's not the good luck, man. But I'll be honest. If you were planning to bring J-Rock versus Adames to the Barclays Center and going, all right, let's see what the Dominicans got, they wouldn't have sold because that's a non-competitive fight. And I wouldn't let my fan base know, like, yo, this is a fight to get excited for. This is this. And it's like, nah, man. Nah, I don't know about that. I can't lie to my public. That's an easy fight that Adames is gonna fucking knock his head off. Easy. Oh, maybe now that I'm thinking about it, maybe if they did make that fight, maybe I should, let my casual friends be like, no, this is a 50-50 fight. I don't know who's gonna win. I'll root for the Dominican. Let's see. Yo, this J-Rock's never been knocked out. Never. Yeah. Yeah, just come. Let's all watch this fight. Let's all go buy tickets. My man coming with the fat $10 super chat. My man Fresh NYC says, yo, first of all, shout out to you for the super chat. I really appreciate you, man. $10. That's definitely a good chunk of change. Truth. I'm gonna holler at you in a bit. Let me just get this super chat off, and then I'll address you. Caballo's different. Charlie Guzman trained him in Dominican Republic and told me one time they had just one of those heavy bags that were held up by a thick metal pole, and half half and half round in, Caballo bent it into the floor. I believe it, man. Everything I've heard of Adames' power is that it's legit. Hold on one second. I got another super chat. My man Tioga Jocelyn Food Market. My man got the address of his food market. Shout out to you, man. Anybody in Philly, go over there to that supermarket and go buy your groceries there. Sigue el buen trabajo desde Filadelfia. Muchas gracias, mi hermano, y gracias por los $2, mi hermano. My man Truth from A-Side Boxing Talk in the building. Shout out to you, my brother. How you doing?
I'm doing well, my boy. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. You know, first, since I got you on, I already discussed it, but I want to hear your opinion. What did you make of Elvis Rodriguez's performance, as well as let's start there. What did you make of his performance?
Well, initially, honestly, I'm gonna be real with you, man. I critique Elvis a lot because he's a guy that I'm high on. You know what I'm saying? I really thought that he was going to do a little bit better. And we spoke about that before the fight. And I told you that I think Elvis is a very good finisher, but I wanted to see Elvis kind of, just step on the gas a little bit earlier. I don't know if it was because of the time out of the ring. I know he had like a layoff of about 11 months. But it just seemed like Adorno was a little bit too close to him in speed, not necessarily power, but Adorno was actually willing to fight. And I thought that would play to Elvis's hands earlier. You know what I'm saying? Just seemed like Elvis was just a little bit, maybe rusty a little bit was the word that I would say. Maybe he was a little bit rusty. I would have liked to see Elvis like step on the gas. I noticed in his fights that he kind of really don't get going to maybe around the third or fourth round. And I just wanted to see, especially like in a 10-rounder, you want to see guys that, download data. You want to see those guys move a little bit faster in 10-rounders. I think that Joseph Adorno was a guy that he should have knocked out. He got the opportunity. He was a little jumpy when he finally hurt Adorno, which I think hurt him as well. I think he did win the fight. There was a little bit of controversy with his knockdown in the 12th, along with the knockdown that Adorno should have got. I believe that was in the 10th, with him turning his head to the back.
You think that was a knockdown?
Yeah, I think it was a knockdown.
Yeah, I don't think so, because the punch landed in the back of the head.
Yeah, but you still fell. He still fell from the punch. So
no. So if you hit somebody low and they go down, is that a knockdown?
No, a low.
If you go down from an illegal blow, that's not a knockdown.
I think Elvis turned his head though.
No, they were kind of like in like that, and he just kind of just punched him like that.
Okay, I gotta look at it again, and I could be wrong too. You know what I mean? I'm never above correction.
Yeah. No.
As well. I just feel like Elvis was the better guy. Like I think Elvis is clearly better than Adorno, and I think that he could have performed way better than that. You know what I mean? Do I want to see a rematch? No. But what I want to see him with possibly a similar to a slightly better opponent, yeah. But again, I think the issue with a lot of these guys is just activity, man.
Yeah, I do think so, that a lot of it had to do with activity. I also think that Elvis struggles with movers, and my man Adorno, he was moving a lot, and one of the things, even Elvis told me, he was like really shifty with the feet.
Yep.
So I just think that's just something he's gonna struggle with. We seen that in the Kenneth Sims fight. We seen that in the Kenneth Sims fight. If we're being honest, he struggled with that style up until and then he ended up losing. So I do think he won legitimately. I know Adorno took to social media, talk about he got robbed, but like, if you know boxing, you know he didn't win the fight. But I do feel like he had I can see how he felt that way, because there was a lot of rounds where not much happened.
Yeah.
And if you give him every single one of those rounds, he could have maybe felt he won.
Yeah, again, like I said, I rate Elvis highly. My only issue is when you start to get in the ring with guys that are real 140 pounders, guys that really like to fight, guys that are really aggressive, I don't think you could afford yourself the opportunity to start in the third round. You know what I mean? You have to make, like, again, even those first 4 or 5 rounds, it was like not much being done. Maybe Elvis was waiting on the right punch, but I just need to see, like, like again, right? You know, people talk about Adames, right? But one thing Adames is, and especially in those first rounds, the motherfucker is aggressive in those first rounds. Like if you playing like Adames is one of those guys, right? If you in the back not warming up right, he gonna knock you the fuck out when you first get in the ring. If you go in the ring cold, Adames, he's gonna knock you out. I need Elvis to be the same way. He got a hard fucking right hook, right? He got every punch in his arsenal. But Elvis got to come out, right? Maybe he need to warm up a little more in the back. Maybe that's again. I know Freddie Roach is his trainer. I don't know what they're doing in the back as far as warming up. Like even coming out, and that's something I looked at too. He didn't look too sweaty or too like you know how those guys warm up in the back. Some guys are in the ring, but he didn't look too sweaty. Maybe he didn't warm up enough in the back, but I need Elvis to come out hot, bro. Like he got, especially in that fucking division where those guys is killers. It's a lot of competition at 140. He has to come out hot, bro. Hot. So
no, I agree. I agree. I just think that he was kind of looking, and Juan, I'll get to you in a bit. I just think he was looking for everything to be perfect before he started letting his hands go.
Yeah.
And things were never perfect up until like the 5th round. So he gave up a lot of rounds just waiting and waiting and waiting. And honestly, I don't even think he made an adjustment. I think Adorno slowed down a little bit.
Yeah.
And once he slowed down, that's when he started opening up. Let me get to the super chat and then I'll holler at you, Juan. I want to hear what you got to say. Any rumors? First, Bo, shout out to you for the $2. Totally appreciate you. Thank you so much, my brother. I really, really appreciate you. You definitely help and grow the channel. Any rumors on the Puello Rolly fight location? The only rumor I've heard is Vegas, but I'm not reporting that. Don't be like, oh, Broadway said it's gonna be in Vegas. That's the only rumor. Listen to the keyword that I've heard, but I have no confirmation as to what location that's gonna be. Juan de lo Mio!
I finally got on, man. It's been a while, man.
Where the fuck you been? Yo, bro.
Man.
I almost didn't let you on because you've been going for so long.
Man, listen, I was with somebody in the meeting. I'm like, listen, I got to go. Broadway's on right now. I got to get to my refuge where I can talk to my brothers about boxing, man. What can I say, man? Oh, man. You know what's crazy? We were waving a Puerto Rican flag in my house. That's blasphemy.
Why?
Subriel Matias.
No, I'm saying, is your wife Puerto Rican? Is your wife?
My baby's half Puerto Rican, so I played it off like that. I played it off. My first child mother is Puerto Rican, so I said I'm gonna use you just in case. But man, Puerto Rico has someone to be proud of. That guy is a war machine.
That dude is vicious, bro.
Dog. What's the name came out in the first round, and I'm like, even though Ponce had a great first round, I'm like, this guy's battle tested. I know he could do. I know Matias could do that for 12 rounds.
Now, I didn't know what was gonna happen after that.
Get out of here! You serious?
I was like, because the thing is, I know Ponce's not. I was telling everybody, I was like, yo, Ponce is gonna come out to fight. Like, he's not gonna be scared or intimidated by.
He hit him with everything.
So, I was texting with somebody. And they were like, man, Matias about to kill this dude. And then the first round ends, and he goes, damn, what the fuck was that? I was like,
I had people watching with me. They were like, yo, I thought you said the victor was the black dude. And I'm like, hold on, dog, hold on. But listen, I was very critical of PBC, for the whole Minnesota, how you got all these Caribbean fighters. And I said, if Top Rank had this guy, they would have made a starter of him. But Tom Rank has this thing where when they catch a loss, they drop him. Matias, I just noticed that Matias was fighting in Top Rank cards.
That's where he lost at.
Exactly. So a lot of times they don't give these young prospects.
But remember, the ESPN card he fought on was the Wilder Fury card. So I think he was always with PBC. You get what I'm saying? But sometimes they mix and match the fighters for those big cards. That's why.
Thank you for that.
No. The thing is, he's signed to a Puerto Rican promoter, Fresh Productions.
Exactly.
And so they would like when you sign with a promoter like that, they do business as where they see fit. Now,
With
PBC is not a promotional company, so
and
now
who bids on the next fight too, right?
yeah. So since PBC is not a promotional company, they're just using their fighter, Fresh Productions fighter. But if I'm not mistaken, he's I don't see why he can't go to Top Rank since he's not. Like, it's like Samson's fighters. Like Samson fighters, they mostly fight on PBC, but we've seen Samson fighters on ESPN before. Like, and usually it's not his A-list fighters, but we've seen Samson fighters on ESPN.
Yo, if I'm any promoter right now, I'll sign that guy for like a 2-3 fight deal with a TV days, because that guy's gonna give you exciting fights, man. That guy could fill up an arena in the East Coast, man, because that guy could bang.
Yo, and another thing, he had 6,900 followers on IG before the fight.
That's ridiculous.
After the fight, he has 18,000. I checked earlier this morning. So he literally.
What's the hype machine behind this guy? The hype machine gets behind the Rollies. It gets behind the Sayers. Guys that have a lot of mouth. Guys that have potential. Where's the hype behind the guy that gave you wars? This he has one of the best resumes, I believe, already.
I don't know about resumes. But
what about in the 140th division?
Who he beat besides Ponce?
I mean, he beat a lot of undefeated tough guys, too. That
he don't got a better resume than Regis or than Josh Taylor.
No. But
that's what I'm saying. You
look
said
at Theo.
Best resume at 140. That's
Theo's getting a title fight already. What's the name? Rody's getting a title fight. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not earned. This guy has earned his title shot.
No, he already got a title. He wants a unification. He told me he wants to put Regis Pro Race in a hospital.
I think I got him on that one. Who you got, brother, on that one? A-Style Boxing.
Or what you want? I don't know, man. When it comes to not Ponce, when it comes to Matias and Regis, like, I ain't gonna lie, man. A lot of the fans, myself included, sometimes we had recency bias. I remember after the Zepeda fight, Regis was the fucking man, right? Regis was the guy after the Zepeda fight. Now we see Matias knock out Ponce, and now they're like, yo, Matias, bro, he kills everybody. I'm gonna slow down a little bit because
I always felt like that about him, though, man. Even the fight he lost.
But so in the fight that he lost against Ananya in the first fight, he gassed out in that fight.
Yeah, but if they didn't count that against the ropes,
but he would still be backing up right now if they didn't count it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you get me? So I think the kryptonite to a guy like Matias is a boxer puncher like Regis Prograis. So I think that's a 50-50 fight. But I'm not just gonna say Subriel gonna like. We ain't seen nobody run over Regis Prograis. Like, you get what I'm saying? And we also haven't seen nobody run over Ponce like that before either. But Ponce had one real test in Louis Ritson, and he has that fighting style, which I knew was going to make that fight interesting. But a guy like Regis, man, a southpaw, a heavy puncher, a good boxer, that's a 50-50 fight. That's a 50-50 fight, man.
My bad. To me, like, and I know technically Josh Taylor's the man at 140, right? But that win over Regis, I don't know who won that fight. That's a fight I want to rescore. You know what I'm saying? It was a close fight. And then like, I feel like those three need to figure out who's the best in the division.
Yeah,
it won't happen because they're 3 on 3 different entities. You know what I'm saying? So, but to me, well, as far as who's the best, those 3 guys, man, it's fireworks. You
140. I see why you were so excited about 140, because this is all these potential matches now. You got the 135s that are going up, and you got the guys that were already at 140. That division is going to be hot for the next a star is going to be born.
Yo, bro, that's the thing about 140, right? So, like, you will fight a guy like Ponce, right? And his last performance being excluded. And you might fuck around and take a loss to him because you like, I could beat him. Yeah, I could beat this guy. You know what? I'm a duck, Matias and fight Ponce. I'm going to duck him and I'm going to fight, fucking
What's
Elvis,
worse?
so I'm gonna fight Hitchens. And you're
Joe-
like, fuck, like no matter where you go, unless you
Brody,
fight
what's worse?
young
They could
kid,
give Ponce to one of the guys coming up as a title eliminator, and they still might have a hard time trying to get to the title shot.
Yeah, you imagine Elvis versus Ponce?
Oh, that's
That's fireworks right there. Why not?
fireworks. All I want.
Hold on.
Elvis-
I just thought about it. They on the same timeline. Ponce just fought on PBC, so I don't see that being a problem. He's an offensive fighter.
They're gonna put him again after that because he gave a good performance for those 5 rounds.
Bro. If I'm Ponce's team, I'm telling him not to hang his head. I know he's gonna hang his head because he's probably a proud fighter, but don't hang your head. He ain't embarrass himself. He just
no. But they should let him go.
I mean, I ain't like the stoppage.
You like the stoppage?
Me and Truth were talking about it. I ain't like the stoppage.
Nah, stoppage was.
It was like anticlimactic, bro. It's like, oh, what the fuck? What? It's over. What? That's
he didn't want it to get embarrassed.
You got dropped once, and that's it.
It was like the Rayo situation. I don't want you to get embarrassed.
Nah, Rayo got knocked out, bro. He was done.
No, Rayo.
The referee said that. The referee told.
Yeah, no, he said truth because the referee had told her. He was like, yo, I don't want you to get embarrassed. No, but with the Rayo fight, that was stopped appropriate. He was taking some shots, man, and he just didn't have an answer for De Los Santos.
Yo, Elvis Rodriguez, I'm gonna tell you about your boy right now. I love him. I'm a fan. I like him, but if he doesn't handle the mid range well and the long range, he's gonna have a hard time against pure boxers like Sims, guys like that can move like that from a distance. Because he doesn't close the distance in a way that you would think next level. How do I explain myself? He takes too long a lot of times.
No, I know, but I also don't want to be overly critical of this performance because he is coming off an 11-month layoff, and again, he doesn't do well with movers. We discovered his kryptonite. Before, this isn't the first time we've seen him have this trouble. We've seen him have that problem with Kenneth Sims, and now we've seen that having that problem with Adorno. Although he won,
even though I'm biased, Joe, I'm gonna tell you that was a knockdown, man. It was the side of his head.
It wasn't. Listen, hold on. Let me see.
Replay it. It was the side. Side. You with me with that one?
Yeah, I thought it was a side. Again, I gotta watch it again.
By the ears. You know how many knockdowns people count like that by the ear? Shoot.
Hold on. Let me see, because I don't know. Sometimes they don't let me show videos from Instagram. So, but I'll try my best.
Put him on his ass. I'm like, dang, that boy could punch.
Yeah, hold on. Yeah, that was clearly. I'm looking at it right now. It's clear. All right. Hopefully, I can screen share it. It may be blurred out because sometimes. They don't let me show videos from Instagram. All right. Can you see the video?
Oh, we can see it clearly.
All right. So hold on.
Oh, wow. This is good stuff.
Look.
Boom.
Clearly in the back of the head.
I mean, I got to see. I mean, when
we'll see it again. It'll replay.
It seemed like it was the side.
But see, even still, though, Broadway, the ref didn't say like it was
the back of the head. He said he slipped.
Yeah, the ref didn't say. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. To me, it looked like it was to the back of the head.
And even with the knockdown with Elvis in the 12th round, even though he did slip, it was a punch there.
Yeah, that's how I see it. I'm like, he did slip, but a punch did.
The punch landed first, which caused the
only the only thing I don't like Broadway was that that fight, I guess, was so close in the judges' eyes that if you give Adorno that knockdown, you take away that knockdown from Elvis in the last round, bro.
Oh man, he's won the fight.
Adorno would have won that fight, bro.
Adorno would have won that fight.
Like that. That's what I didn't like. And I think Adorno would have got the draw, if I'm not mistaken. Or he might have won, depending on.
I think he would have got the win.
He
scored the knockdown and the knockdown in the 10th knockdown.
I think what A-Side is saying that a guy that we know is a natural 135 pounder shouldn't be giving Elvis this close of a fight.
To be fair, I don't think I'm not trying to be funny. I don't have no problem with Adorno, but I don't think he's a natural 135. But Adorno is a guy to continue. He missed weight.
130. He can make 130.
He missed weight a couple times multiple times. He's missed weight at 135. He fought Michelle Rivera at a catch weight of like 138 or 139. This guy's 140 pounder, man. He just
and he won a regional belt, the IBF Latino belt at 140. So you winning regional belts at the division, you're not a 140 pounder. Get out of here.
He just looks small for that.
No, just because he looks small don't mean he's not a 140.
And he held his own with a legit 140 pounder. We just saw.
Yeah, you can say that.
He held his own.
You know what's crazy? Adorno's one of those guys that I don't mind seeing. He could be like a gatekeeper.
yeah, he can. And Elvis told me, he was like, yo, like I felt he goes, I was never like hurt. He goes, the guy could crack. He was like, I felt
and he could show balls. I love the fact that he got up and kept pushing too.
Yeah, he fought back. He definitely
when
he got knocked down, he got back up and was trading with Elvis.
The fight
he was getting the worst of it. He was getting the worst of the trading, but he was taking some shots.
Got the crowd into the fight. What was the crowd like when they saw him trading? It was a good atmosphere, right?
And who had the cologne, man? He talking crazy in these comments.
Cologne.
Whatever, man. I don't know.
What's the fans? Oh, I got a bone to pick with you, Joe.
Wait, hold on. Make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe button, man. Please. But what's up? What bone you got to pick with me?
Pick with you, man. Oh, man.
What's up?
But I love you, though. So you know when a brother loves you. There was a guy up there, man, just talking crazy, man. I don't even know if I want to talk to you about it. I'm going to talk to you about the person. The dude with the race shit, man.
With the race shit?
Yeah, he was talking about you hating on the black fighters.
About fucking Art Man.
Yeah, man. And I'm like, yo, you should have just intelligently dealt with that brother, man.
Bro, like
you got into it with him. You got a little bit emotional with him.
Nah, not really. I was just like, yo, bro, like, because the thing is, right, this dude is like super proud to be black, but he's super proud to be black by hating other races. Like,
damn,
I'm like, bro, like he thinks we're the same. I'm like, bro, no, I'm a legit journalist who gets press passes and interviews real fighters both in person and digitally. You just a fucking clown, man. And for page who has less subscribers than me and been doing this for a lot longer than me. It's like, bro, like, go sit down somewhere. So
like, let me also break the air, man. Before we had this wave of Dominican fighters, all my favorite fighters are black.
Yo, bro, I've never. Let's not even talk about that clown. I don't even want to.
Yeah. Let's not. That's why I didn't want to bring it up.
Change the topic.
Can't give guys like that too much light.
Yeah, we can't give that clown too much time. By the way, he's from Minnesota, but
okay. What's up with Julian Williams?
He didn't show up to the fight. What's up,
Julian Williams? Oh man,
about to get knocked out. I don't like that.
You imagine if this guy is like, yo, this is my last chance. And puts a performance of his life?
It's not gonna happen, bro.
Talent was?
No.
Whoa.
Adamas is gonna knock his.
You imagine if we see the Williams that we saw against her?
Yeah.
In and out.
That chin is still the same chin that fucking got knocked out by Rosario.
A-side. Can I get a little A-side?
So you know what's crazy, because me and bro, but we talk a lot, man. And I was talking about this fight before. I said, man, you know what? I don't like this fight. Like, you know what I mean? But again, you look at kind of what's been going on. Elvis, Montiel knockout. He was the underdog against Deryevchenko, and got the victory. I think this is one of them fights where, like,
it could get interesting.
Maybe, but I like what Adama has been doing. But this fight, I think, solidifies him. Like, he go in here, he knocked J-Rock off.
Put him out of there.
It's now what we talking about?
Well, let's say Adamas comes in hungry. The other one, Williams. This is my last chance. I might never get a chance at the title. He comes in good, clean, in and out, boxing beautifully.
Yeah, let A-side finish his point.
No, I was gonna say, especially if they fight in May, like we think they will. And then. Okay, so that's even better. That means hopefully it's on the Charlo, whoever he fight undercard.
No, it's no main event in Minnesota.
Okay, well, even still, it's going to be on the same timeline as Charlo because Charlo is slated to come back in June. Adames, if anybody know him or if he watching, if you get past J-Rock, you need to pop his shit. If I'm Adames, if I get past J-Rock, I borderline disrespect Charlo in my post-fight interview. I'm in the ring. I'm gonna.
Oh yeah, you gotta talk to him about that.
I'm gonna disrespect him. Like I'm not gonna say, "Oh yeah, I think you should give me Charlo." Like I want. He needs to say, like, "Hey, you see the way I knocked him out? Like Charlo, you're next. I'm gonna knock you out, and I'll knock you out in your hometown. I heard you got a gym in your house in the backyard. I'll go there. They can put the cameras on. I'll knock you out right there too." You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, he got to disrespect
his shit. Like,
he gotta get that fight. Oh, vacate the belt.
Now, and Adames, and I know Juan knows. Yo, Adames could talk shit, man. He a good talker.
He just got English. Yeah, he could talk a lot of crap.
He's a really good trash talker.
But it's sincere. Like he's not even talking dirty. He's just saying, none of these guys got it for me.
Nah, I'll have him on my platform, and I may only interview him in Spanish so he could get comfortable. And then when he's popping his shit, I'll drop it with subtitles just for like, you know, the social media and people clip it and stuff like that. Because I'm telling you, he's a really, really good talker. Now I agree with you, man. If he's on the same timeline as Charlo, and we could get that fight popping, that's the fight. Yeah, people go, you know, you know what I hate when motherfuckers on Twitter be like, oh, you just want to see Adames get knocked out. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, motherfucker, I don't give a fuck what your opinion as to who's gonna win. My man earned the shot. He earned the shot,
and it's for the interim WBC. So it's
not only that, if Charlo beats Adames, no one should disrespect because that's a great contender. If Charlo beats him, oh man, you good. You back on your shit. Let's go now. Go to the next one.
Yeah, nah. And Adames, listen, and if Adames beats Charlo, now he got a belt. Now he could possibly entice one of the other middleweights to unify, whether it be Janibek or you know, let's just say Triple G, and the IBF is the Falcao might be fighting for it. So let's say he wins. You know what I'm saying? Like there's options.
I don't think Charlo fights him though.
Me neither. I think he moved up.
Yeah, I don't see it.
He's gonna look at it. I'm gonna tell him, end of my career. I just want to get paid right now. He's trying to cash out, man. Think about it.
No, I don't think he's on the tail end. I just think that why would you put yourself in a fight with Elvis Rodriguez when you can move up and you got David Benavidez, Caleb Plant, Carlos Andre, who you got it, huh? My bad, yeah, but Carlos Dominic, yeah, my bad. Yeah. But you got a Boo Andre fight. Y'all got bad blood there. You know what I mean? Yeah. You got Benavidez, you got Caleb Plant.
Yeah,
either,
but it's some big money fights for him.
Yo, hold on. Somebody put. I heard Charlo fighting Gamboa.
They gotta stop doing that to Gamboa, man. They putting Gamboa as bait for all these fighters.
Yo, man. Gamboa not gonna remember fucking his name.
Using him as a gatekeeper, man. That's crazy.
Nah, man. But not for sure, man. I want to see that fight. But again, like you said, he could move up, fight Benavidez for bigger money, or fight Boo Boo for bigger money, or Plant, or who knows, maybe, you know, Canelo. You know what I'm saying? I'm just throwing that out there. Not saying it's likely, but hey, you never know.
Y'all got y'all picked already with Davis and Garcia? Y'all picked who y'all going with already?
Who, Tank and I mean, Tank. I honestly, I don't think. Listen, I don't think Ryan Garcia is gonna make that 136-pound limit. I think he's gonna miss weight. That dude's too big. He'll
still make the fight probably if he doesn't make it.
Yeah, he'll just have to pay a fine. I don't think he's gonna make that weight. And if he does make the weight, I'm even more resounding picking Tank.
Yes.
I don't think he's a 140. He's a 136-pound fighter. I think he needs as much weight on his body as possible. He's a big guy.
They named the undercard for that one already? All right.
No. I did see two things. I did see Floyd Schofield say that actually Floyd Schofield been selling spaces on his trunks for that fight. And he said I saw on Instagram, Floyd Schofield said he got one more space left for the Tank Ryan fight. And then I seen also William Zepeda will be on that card. So I'm kind of hoping that's a deal where they were like, maybe, hey, listen, PBC, or listen, Showtime, Ryan Garcia will come to your platform to fight. However, you will showcase Floyd Schofield, and you will showcase William Zepeda. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if they're fighting each other, right? Or I don't know if they're gonna match those guys against PBC lightweights. You get what I'm saying?
Well, listen. If they matching William, if they looking for an opponent for William Zepeda, him and Edwin de los Santos, yo, that's fight of the year type stuff.
PBC should say, listen, you guys
they go. That's fine. He can be on the undercard,
but he got to fight one of our guys.
He got to fight Edwin. And listen, I'm biased. Whatever, the Dominican flag is here. I don't know who wins that fight. I don't. William Zepeda ain't no easy fight.
Zepeda can crack.
What?
Zepeda can crack.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zepeda like that, bro.
Yeah, Zepeda nice, man. And then or I mean, that's who I would like to.
You got to think about it, right? To add context, right? Zepeda last fight versus JoJo, they fought at a catch weight of like 138. I think Broadway froze.
Isn't that the guy that Progress knocked out?
I think Broadway frozen. I don't know.
Isn't that the guy Progress knocked out?
Can you hear me, bro? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I think Broadway's frozen. I don't know what.
Hope he comes back. Isn't that the guy that Zepeda knocked out?
Who's that?
Progress knocked out Zepeda?
No, he knocked out Sean Zepeda. Oh, this is William Zepeda.
Oh, it's two of them. Okay.
Yeah. But in one fight at 140, the other one fight at 135. But to give you some context, right? Zepeda last fight, he fought Jojo Diaz at like 138 or 139. He broke the record for most punches thrown in a fight at that weight class.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? Like nobody in history threw more punches in a fight at that 140 mark or whatever that was than William Zepeda did his last fight. So that goes to show you like how much he punching. Like, you know what I mean? And if you a guy, if you're not in there trying to box him, if you're trying to stand in front of him, he gonna become a train, bro. He gonna steamroll you. He gonna steam like if Zepeda was good, like if he's good and what we think he is at 140, I would love to see him in Subriel at 140. I think you know what I mean. That would be a real good fight.
Let's not rush him. Let's see what he.
No. Sure, yeah.
Let's see what he could do at lightweight. But yes, that would be a fire fight. That would be.
Pitbull still hasn't announced his next fight, man. That's crazy.
And Pitbull's manager, promoter, whoever he is, Sean Gibbons, out here making himself look like a clown with his interviews, man.
Hey, you see Broadway? That's Floyd Schofield page. He's saying only one spot left for the Davis and Garcia fight.
Oh yeah, he's there.
Okay. He's on that card.
All right. Hey. I mean, I don't know if he's on the off TV portion.
No, he's like
he's promoting that. He
next, and it was crazy because it looked like they pushing him harder than they pushing Zepeda. You know what I'm saying? But him and Zepeda both is on that card.
What's his record?
Floyd Schofield, he's ranked though. He undefeated. I think he like 12-0 or something like that.
Golden Boy has taken a lot of slack for not promoting certain American fighters like they do Mexican fighters.
Yeah.
Hopefully, they do the right job at this guy.
He's 13-0. Floyd Schofield.
I never even knew they had.
You heard me?
They got Blair. They got Schofield. I mean, you just don't hear them doing a great job with American fighters.
Yeah. So Floyd Schofield is 13-0 with 10 knockouts and that equals out to a 76.92 knockout percentage. And William Zepeda is 27-0 with 23 knockout, and that equals an 85.19 percentage in knockouts. So these are both guys who from their records are big punchers and are both undefeated. I doubt that they're fighting each other, although they're both ranked in the WBA, if I'm not mistaken, where so that makes sense, you know?
Yeah, it definitely makes sense.
The first quarter show on PBC announced their first quarter.
Basically,
they
announced it without announcing it.
Yeah, so it's they got Maxayo Figueroa. That's this Saturday.
Saturday.
This Saturday.
Oh, it is? Okay, good.
Yeah, they got
Tony.
Fundora, Brian Mendoza. They got Puello Rowley. They got
Tony is next week.
who?
Tony and Tim Zoo is next week.
11. Oh, Tony and Tim Zoo.
I forgot about that.
That's a good fight.
Benavidez is 2 weeks after that.
Oh shit! All right, so they got a decent. They got a decent.
And who's 2 weeks after that?
Benavidez and Caleb Plant.
Yeah, you're right, man. We about to get into a nice month or two.
Yeah.
Who's on that undercard again?
Rayo versus Chris Colbert.
Oh man, who you got on that one?
I like Rayo, man. I think Chris Colbert could outbox him easy. I just think that Rayo just a little bit too big, and if you give Rayo 10 rounds, again, it's a difference when you got somebody like De Los Santos that's gonna stand in there with you and punch with you, and y'all gonna knock each other out. But it's different with a guy like Chris Colbert. That's not he wasn't heavy-handed at 135 at 130. You get what I'm saying?
Yes, Cole coming in by one of them shots, man. He can get put out.
Yeah, I mean, do you see a world where Colbert could outbox him and just box circles around Rayo and get the win that way?
But again, I'm not sure. I've seen Rayo deal with difficult guys that don't want to engage. I've seen Rayo with that type of guy that's really defensive, don't want to engage, like pure counter punches that will not engage and only going to counter. And Rayo did okay with those type of guys. I just don't see Chris Colbert running around for 10 rounds, not engaging at all. But we'll see. Again, I can see Chris Colbert outboxing him. But again, I'm having trouble seeing that Chris Colbert is going to go 10 rounds without some big exchanges with Rayo Valenzuela because he comes to fight.
Yeah, no, and the thing about Colbert is he has a bad reputation of not working hard in the gym. And you even see it in his documentary when he was an amateur where, they were saying how he doesn't come to the gym. And he had sparred Juan Carlos Payano. Wow. And Juan Carlos Payano was telling him, you got to work hard, and how he was sleeping in the gym. And he was saying how he'll never sleep in the gym and he won't do that. And, there's things he wouldn't do to get to where he needs to. And it's like, is he really willing to pay the ultimate price? And then if you look at his last fight, where he got totally just beat up by Hector Luis Garcia, he ran and quit the last 2-3 rounds. That goes to show you who he is as a fighter on the inside. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's some fighters that go, fuck it, I'm going to go for it all, and I might get knocked out, but fuck it, I gave him my all. It seemed like he got some quit in his heart. And
I was about to say that too, Broadway. When you see stuff like that even more than just a boxer, that says something about your personality and who you are. You get what I'm saying? Especially with a guy like Chris Colbert. He didn't start young. He didn't start boxing late. He's been doing this for a long time, bro. And when you have a moment of adversity, when you pack it in, and I seen on Brian Custer podcast, he was making a lot of excuses. He was saying that was the third time that they got a date and then took off, and they got a date and then took off.
Making what said too? Been getting paid good money for a couple of good for a long time now. I don't know how long.
Who, Colbert?
Yeah, he says he's been getting like $500,000 ticket.
Man, that dude hasn't been getting no $500,000, bro. Don't listen to that. That's a lie. I'm telling you, that's a lie, bro.
Okay, cool.
I know he get paid well over there.
No, wait. So you think he? Hold on, Truth. You think he got paid $500,000 for King Tut?
No, I don't think that.
He said he was getting paid $3. He was getting paid money. I don't know.
Bro, you know how much is $500,000 in boxing at 130, bro? Come on, man. He's never even had a belt. That's a lie. That's a lie.
I do think he probably get paid well over there. A lot of them guys get paid well over there.
Bro,
I'm not saying that much. That's a lot of money.
No. Getting paid.
I think Subriel got 500 last night.
I know he didn't.
That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
Now you tell me he got paid 200. I mean, that's a lot of money for Chris Colbert. I mean, that sounds like a lot, but I could believe it. I know for a fact. I have not that I've done my research, just me knowing boxing. He ain't gonna pay no $500,000 to fight King Tut and Hector Luis Garcia at the Cosmopolitan that holds probably 2,000 people, if that. Yeah. No way, no how he got paid $500,000.
Somebody said prom be capping.
Yo, bro. Let me see if I can find that out. Let me see if I can.
Yeah. That's a good.
Because there's no way. I know for a fact.
Shout out to my man Cam on here too, man. I see my man Cam on here, man. Shout out to him.
Shout out to Cam, man. Yo, Cam, click that link, man. I need you on here, bro. You never.
How many people you can put on Joel at the same time?
Like 10.
I put on a good bunch. Yeah, man. And yo, anybody who's listening and is like, damn, yo, these dudes spitting fire. I want to be a part of the conversation. I want to, say say my piece. Yo, click that link. It's pinned to the top of the chat. Y'all see the bottom?
No, that's what sets you apart from a lot of the journalists, man. You bring people, regular Joes, on to ask the boxers questions, man. Keep doing what you're doing, man. You're setting your brand apart from everyone else, man.
Nah. I appreciate you.
Doing great work. And you work. You flying out of Minnesota with 7-degree weather.
Yo, bro, that shit is wild, man. That shit. Yo, hold on. I don't know how and I don't believe this. This is totalsportal.com. It says that for the Hector Luis Garcia fight, he got paid $500,000.
I'm telling you.
I don't believe that though. I've been to the Cosmopolitan where they fought.
It's not about
no way.
They were big on him. What about if they were big on him? Of him projecting?
But think about this, Broadway. Depending on what you think Subriel made, that Minnesota, that shit only hold like 2,000 people, bro. That's probably smaller than the Cosmopolitan.
Yeah, Cosmopolitan is bigger.
That's what I was just saying. Cosmopolitan, the Minnesota.
No, my bad. The Armory is bigger.
Is?
Yeah, it is. I've been to both.
Check to see.
Pitbull making half a ticket. You heard me?
I don't think so.
You don't think Pitbull's making half a ticket?
No, I don't. Hold on, I'm looking it up right now, man. Cause
I got from a good source that they offered them that for the upcoming fight.
Oh, that's different. Now I'm talking about you. I know what fight you're talking about. I'm talking about. I don't think he's made. Oh well, but with the exception of the Tank fight, which if he made that much, I believe it. But he ain't make that against Gamboa. I'll tell you that much.
But for this fight, with that he was offered.
Yeah. All right. We'll see. We'll see.
What do you think of 14 fighting the Chinese guy?
No, Japanese, bro.
Yo,
come on, man.
I had to deal with that a lot too. Yo, you Puerto Rican, I'm Dominican, bro. Like,
listen, I think this is high level fighting. This is the best fight in the best. The winner of this fight is most likely gonna be number 1 pound for pound.
Number one.
I already got Naoya Inoue as number 1. So if he beats Fulton, he's just cementing his position.
What is this guy doing?
He's knocking motherfuckers out. That's what he's doing.
Yeah,
bro. But the only thing I would say is that because we this pound for pound list is subjective, I would say that the winner of that fight is number 1 pound for pound, unless Usyk fights Fury. If Usyk fight Fury with the accolades that Usyk got, if he's able to get past Tyson Fury, I gotta say he's the number 1 fighter in the world. I got to.
Yeah, I would disagree. And like you said, it's subjective. The thing is, I've never seen Inoue in a competitive fight, and I don't know how this fight is gonna play out. But let's just say he knocks out Fulton, and he's never been in a competitive fight, and his knockout percentage now. Usyk decisioning guys and getting touched up against AJ and doing all this, like
he didn't get touched up.
Yeah, he did.
He got touched up, Broadway.
He got touched up. Yo, I thought AJ fought well in that second fight up until he gassed out.
Yeah, and but my thing is this: if you got a heavyweight guy like Usyk, right? And mind you, he's a small heavyweight, right? If you're able to win, and I don't think he got touched up. Like, I mean, maybe he lost a couple rounds, but I don't think he got touched up. But if you're able to UD, right? If you're able to UD the heavyweight champion of the world 2 times, and mind you, he didn't even drop him 1 time. That says incredible things about you as a boxer at the heavyweight division. If you're able to UD the champion, the 3-weight champion, the 3-belt champion, and you didn't even drop him. You know what I mean? But again, he was undisputed at cruiserweight. I think his cruiserweight undisputed run was better than Inoue's 118 undisputed run as far as the opponents is concerned too.
I would disagree with that, especially how he got the belts. Yo, he knocked everybody out with the exception of Nonito Doné in the first fight, then rematched him and then knocked him out. Then
question for both of you guys, and hopefully I can get your juices going with this one.
No, hold on. Before you go, before you go, yo. So I'm gonna start from the Jamie McDonald fight. So Jamie McDonald, first round knockout. Juan Carlos Payano, first round knockout.
Yeah.
Emmanuel Rodriguez, second round knockout.
Damn.
Donaire, decision. Jason Maloney, 7th round knockout. Michael Desmarinas, 3rd round knockout. Aaron Diapan, 8th round knockout.
Wow.
Nonito Donaire, 2nd round knockout.
Japanese.
Paul Butler, 11th round knockout. And then he's 24-0 with 21 knockouts. That's an 87.5 knockout percentage. And none of those fights, even the decision against Donaire, was competitive. Every single one he dominated.
Wow, I've been on rock then if I don't know about this guy doing all.
Nah, this dude is the best fighter in the world. If he was the same size as Usyk, he would beat Usyk.
We don't know that.
I know that. That's my opinion. That's just my opinion. I think he would beat him.
Can you even
Usyk had a good run too? I mean, you got Glowacki, who was undefeated, and now most people won't know him, but he was a good fighter. He was undefeated. He beat him for the WBO cruiserweight title. He beat Mchunu too. He beat Michael Hunter, who was undefeated at the time. In that fight, let me see. He beat Breedis for the WBC cruiserweight title, who was undefeated at the time. He beat Garcia for the IBF and the WBA. That was for him to go undisputed. Garcia was also undisputed at the time. He knocked out Tony Bellew in 8 rounds. Then he moved up to heavyweight. He knocked out Chaz Witherspoon in 7. He got a UD over Chisora, and then he got a UD over Joshua, and then a split decision against Joshua. I think that's very comparable.
No, I'm not saying it's not, but I mean,
are you looking at the knockouts in particular?
Yeah, no, he's scoring knockouts, and he's scoring them early.
Yeah.
Like, yo, he knocked out Payano in 1 round. He knocked out McDonald in 1 round. Then followed it up with another first round knockout in Payano. Then followed it up with a 2nd round knockout in Rodriguez. And these are all top 5 fighters at 118.
Yeah.
Like, he's not only beating his competition, he's blowing them out. This is like non-competitive. You didn't finish eating your popcorn by the time he knocked this dude out.
Yeah.
Like I just can't give it. I can't give it to Usyk. I can't give it to Usyk. Now, if Inoue beats Fulton, I don't care if Bivol beats Better Beef and Usyk beats Fury, I will still have Inoue number 1. Okay. That's just my opinion. And
well,
again,
I just think now you correct with what Inoue has been doing, but I think that those names that I rattled off was better than the names that you rattled off.
What was that?
I understand what you're saying about Inoue and what he's been doing. I just think the names and the opponents that Usyk has beat are better quality than the opponents that you know what I'm saying that Inoue beat.
No, I disagree with that. But even if you wanted to go that route, right? So when these dudes fight each other, when Payano and Rodriguez and Donaire and Gaballo and all these guys are fighting each other, they're close competitive fights.
Yeah.
But when they fight Inoue, he's dusting them out. He's destroying them. Now, when these dudes fighting Usyk, he's winning, but he's not just totally blowing these guys out where it doesn't even look like they're supposed to be in the same ring with him. So the level of dominance, the level of asserting himself isn't there when you're looking at the performances.
I feel you. And his guys also 1 belt away from being undisputed at heavyweight too. Just put that out there.
No, all right. And after he beats Stephen Ford, he'll be 2 belts away from being undisputed.
Oh man.
Listen, I'm picking Inoue. But listen, I love me some stuff.
And look what my man Vivi said. He said Usyk fought better guys, plus has been at a size disadvantage. The literal meaning of pound for pound. If Usyk beats Fury, Inoue will have to beat Navarrete to be comparable to Usyk.
Damn.
That's
He's a smaller heavyweight.
That's subjective. That's
like all right. So I could say Inoue got more division titles than fucking Usyk. Oh well, he's a heavyweight. That's too bad. It's like, come on, man. And again, it's just the level of dominance, bro. Like you can't be You knocking dudes out. Yo, Payano, look, McDonald, Payano, and Rodriguez. This is in the tournament, bro. This is the best of the best
that
in a tournament. And he went a total of 4 rounds with these guys.
Well, Usyk was in the Super Series too.
And he wasn't knocking motherfuckers out like that.
Yeah, but these guys fought in the same tournament, bro.
And who did better? Who did better?
In a way, performed better. Usyk had better competition, bro.
Nah, I mean, hey, you could look at it like that. You could look at it like that, but it wasn't that much better that if Usyk had the same level of competition in the cruiserweight division, that he would have got him out of there in 1 round and in 2 rounds.
I mean, I'm not gonna say that because
bro. See what I'm saying? And again, if they were if they were the same size, who you picking?
Probably in a way.
That's my point.
But you can't penalize somebody for their fighting style, bro. Everybody's not a knockout puncher.
I mean, the thing is,
now check me out, right? Even with the competition, if Inoue was tank size, I don't know who wins that fight.
I'm taking it anyway.
How? They do the same thing. How?
No, I think Inoue's a better boxer, and 2, I think pound for pound, I think Inoue's a bigger puncher.
Yeah, he took 11 rounds to get Paul Butler, right?
Paul Butler wasn't fucking engaging. Come on, man. Paul Butler was out there. My man was doing by the way, Inoue got swag, man. My man was putting his chin out in the air, doing all types of shuffling and dancing like that, clowning them. Come on, man. He would fucking he would have fucking destroyed Paul Butler. If Paul Butler was like, fuck it, I'm coming here to win. I'm out here. I'm gonna put in the performance of my life. He would have got dusted just like fucking Emmanuel Rodriguez. Emmanuel Rodriguez, actually, I saw him at Minnesota as well. I ain't interview him because I really couldn't think of a question to ask him. I was like, last performance was kind of lackluster.
Yeah.
By the way, he will be fighting Melvin Lopez for the
vacant title, right?
Yeah, for the vacant title. Yeah.
That's after that Gary fight.
Yeah. So he'll be fighting Melvin Lopez. He was gonna fight Vincent Astrolabio.
What division is this?
118. We hardcores here, bro.
No, y'all hardcore. I think the lowest I go is 126.
Yeah, so Vincent Astrolabio is going to WBO route. He'll be fighting Jason Maloney, but the IBF will be fighting it'll be Melvin Lopez versus Emmanuel Rodriguez. And I got Rodriguez winning that, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I like Rodriguez.
Isn't that Chocolatito's division?
No, Chocolatito's at 115.
115. Okay.
One division below that.
Okay.
Yeah, man. So, what MJ doing?
Nothing.
Being fat.
He's supposed to have a fight coming up. No, actually, he got a fight coming up. I think he might be on. He fighting the next couple in March, right?
That's what I heard, but I had forgot his opponent, so I was like,
Tapales, right? He fighting Marlon Tapales.
Hold on, let me. I believe you're right, but let me double check that. Yeah, Marlon Tapales on the 8th of April.
Yeah.
Then the 8th of April got mad cards.
Yep.
The 8th of April has Fundora Mendoza, MJ Tapales, and then there's another fight on ESPN. I forget who.
Yeah, that's
I think that's the Shakur fight.
On that April 8th, yeah. That's I'll be in Newark for that fight. That's what Shakur fight.
So it's like, damn.
Yeah, Ben Rodriguez.
I would go to Newark, but
I would.
Luis Reynaldo Nunez fights on Showtime. I can't miss that. So I'm gonna need to watch that, man.
You flying out there?
Where?
For Nunez?
Nunez is in Newark. Oh no, I'm not flying out there. Oh, Nunez is in Cali, but I'm not. I'm watching
on the same day.
Yeah, I'm watching it on TV. I'm
gonna go see Shakur in Newark, even though I would. I want to see a better opponent.
The thing is that bro, like the top ranked cards, it just be a bunch of
weak,
prospects.
man.
It's way too many prospects. I'm like, yo, once these dudes start developing and they start fighting some fights that I'm actually interested in, I'll go. But
PBC does that. PBC puts two top prospects together.
Hey, well,
That makes you want to see.
to be fair, Jared Anderson and Keyshawn Davis is both ranked in the sanctioning bodies. So, yeah.
And Jared Anderson fighting the Dominican.
Let's
Who
go.
you fighting?
George Arias.
George Arias.
General George.
I don't know much about Arias. How you like him as a fighter?
He's going to sleep.
One thing I will say is I don't think Jared Anderson is on a 5 knockout streak that ends in the second round. He has 100% knockout ratio, but it's five. His last 5 fights have all ended in the second round. He's gonna be going rounds with Arias. Yeah. I don't know what's the over under. Let's say the over under is 4.5. Take the over. If you're a gambling man, if that's the over 4.5, let's just say take the over. I wouldn't even be surprised if this goes to decision because Arias is somebody who moves around a lot, boxes and stuff like that. He's not particularly the most skilled, but he's crafty enough to keep the distance and not get touched up. And I've seen him when he does have to fight in the inside. I've seen him do good things on the inside. So I don't think he pulls off the win, but I do think that he goes rounds, possibly a decision. But
where's Lomachenko Haney fight gonna be at? I'll go see that.
I think they're trying to get that fight done in Saudi.
And where?
Yeah, Devin Haney was just out there, and there was interviewing him, and he was like, hopefully they can get the fight in Saudi, and blah blah blah.
They get paid good money over there.
I mean, if Haney goes out there, he's gonna be getting mad bread, man. He's getting that Eddie Hearn money.
Fight March 25th too. Your boy Morataya fight March 25th.
Yeah.
On the Comey Ramirez undercard.
Yeah, Ramirez. Comey. I would, and then I that's my favorite prospect. So I would love to see that.
Who's your favorite prospect?
Raymond Murataya. He's Mexican American. He trains with Robert Garcia. This kid is special, man. Got beautiful footwork, punches and combinations. Has a lot of power, hand speed. Does need to clean up his defense just a tad bit. It's not alarming, but for like me to be like, oh, he's a perfect fighter, I would be lying. But he's still a prospect that he still has time to clean that up. But man, I'm super high on him. This kid is really, really talented.
Yeah, I mean, he like 17 fights.
Look at that.
Like 17-0, 16-0, something like that. Yeah.
Yo, I want to ask you that question, man. I'm waiting 20 minutes for it.
What question?
Remember, you said hold on, and you started naming it. The Japanese guys' opponents.
My bad. Go ahead. What's the question?
The question is, what makes you? Why is Thurman and Arrow not? They didn't talk about the fight yet. Wasn't that supposed to be a fight?
I don't have no inside source, no rumors, no none of that, to be honest.
What's the name got a mandatory? Crawford has a mandatory now with the WBO. He has to take
with Alexis Rocha. And I don't know. Supposedly he has 20 days to negotiate with them. If not, the fight will be going to purse bid. But
he'll lose that belt if he doesn't take the fight.
Well, in the WBO rules, if he was possibly, because him and Errol Spence been quiet. As for the WBO rules, if they've been working on something, him and Errol Spence, the championship committee could grant a modification or grant an extension to giving that mandatory out. So again, I don't know. I don't think the fight is going to happen. But if they are working on it, them calling Alexis Rocha as a mandatory is not a showstopper.
So we should hear something soon about that within the next couple of weeks.
Soon.
It's crazy, man. These guys are inactive, man. These top dogs for a while. So it's like,
I mean, Spence has been inactive because he was negotiating with Bud to fight last November. That fight fell through, and it's kind of like
then a car accident shit. So
yeah. I'm just happy we got young fighters to be looking forward to, man. That's coming up through the ranks, man.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how the year plays out, man. We'll get some upsets and we'll get introduced to some.
Can't wait till De Los Santos fight his name next. 'Cause I know PBC is high on them, so can't wait till they put in the
I got a video coming out with Samson Lukowitz either tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. I'm not 100% sure, where he talks about what's next for Santos.
You got an inside scoop though.
Like I said, in a couple days, that video will be out.
Hey, it's
football alerts.
Good fights this weekend too, man. It's some good fights on this weekend too. On that Brendan Figueroa Maxayo card, that's a good fight. I think.
No, that fight's amazing. Who's on the undercard?
Vidal, the middleweight. Vidal.
The Vidal. Yeah, he trains with Bob Santos now.
Yeah, he fighting Elijah Garcia, who's a young undefeated guy too. And I think we seen Elijah Garcia on a card like a couple months ago. I forgot which undercard that was, but he performed very well. Jared Hurd is fighting Armando Resendez. That's gonna be a good fight. Remember the guy that actually beat Kenny Sims, Samuel T. He's on that card. And then there's another guy, man, an Argentinian guy, man. I'm telling you, bro, you gotta look this guy up, man. His name is Marcelino Lopez, man. This guy can fucking crack. He fight like at 135, 140 in between like that. He been out the ring for like 2 years. His last fight, he fought one of the Mexican journeymen. I don't know if you're familiar with Jairo Lopez. He like another one of those Mexican guys. He's a little bit better. He's like 27-11, so he can fight too. But he fucking dismantled this guy, bro. Like this guy, Marcelino Lopez, is a machine, bro. Like,
I gotta look into this guy. You talking about
but machine, bro. Machine.
Marcelino Lopez?
Marcelino Lopez. I'll check him out.
Machine, bro. Yes, I hope that part is on. And Trayvon Marshall has his step-up fight because he's fighting Justin Deloach, who the last time we seen Justin Deloach was like 2-3 years back in the bubble when he got knocked out by Stanionis. So Justin Deloach is moving up and coming back against Trayvon Marshall. So I think that's
disappointing with Justin, man, because you see the talent is there with him, but he just doesn't.
Who, Deloach?
Yeah, man, the talent is there for him to be a good fighter. It's just that his defense. You got to tighten his defense up a little bit. Man.
Exactly.
He was winning a lot of those rounds against Rosario, but Rosario started catching him, and it was over.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yo, but guys, I'm about to end. What's that? Now I'm about to end the live, man. So
great time, man. You guys, man. Be back.
Nah, for sure, man. Juan, you know you always welcome, man. Shout out,
guys, man.
Shout out to you, man. Shout out to everybody who sent me a super chat. Yo, it's greatly appreciated, man. Yeah, really from the bottom of my heart, man. That really means a lot to me. That all that lets me know is that y'all supporting me, my family, and the channel. And again, the more super chats and all that I get, the more this channel is gonna grow, the more trips I can take and stuff like that. So just want to say, yo, thank you guys so much for the super chat from the bottom of my heart. Shout out to my man A-Side Boxing Talk, my man Truth. Shout out your socials, your YouTube page, all that, where they can find you. They like, damn, this dude know boxing, even though Broadway cooked him on that Usyk Anui. Other than that, he knew boxing. Where can they follow you and where can they subscribe to you, brother?
Hey man, y'all can follow me at ASIDE Boxing Talk, ASIDE Boxing Talk. You'll see my videos on YouTube. I'm heavy on Twitter. ASIDE Boxing Talk as well on Twitter. I'm on Instagram a little bit. I got to turn up my Instagram activity, but most of the time, man, you can catch me on YouTube or you can catch me on Twitter. ASIDE Boxing Talk, man. Got some good interviews that I already done this year so far. Got some good stuff coming down the line. Yeah, man. You know what I mean? We working and we grinding, man. Shout out to my man Broadway, man. That's my brother.
Nah, for sure, man. This is a personal friend of mine, not just a friend of mine from YouTube or Twitter, nothing. This is a personal friend of mine. So definitely, if y'all support me, go support him. Go subscribe to his channel. It's literally free. You're not doing nothing. You're not spending a dime. You look, see my man Juan de la Cruz, he sent me $2. He's spending some bread. Shout out to you. But for you to go to his channel and hit the subscribe button and check out his interviews, that's not gonna cost you a dime. So please go over there, support him. Go to his channel, go to his YouTube and Twitter and Instagram. But all right, guys, thank you so much. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already. I will be on my man subbing right now. Shout out to Raph.
Appreciate it, Rob.
I will be interviewing Raul Garcia. He fights April 7th on a Showbox. We're trying to figure out if I interview him is ASIDE Boxing Talk. Come on, man. But anyways, yeah, I'm trying to figure out if I interview him tomorrow or Sunday. So I'll keep you guys informed on social media as far as when I'm gonna interview him and all that. It will be a Spanish only interview, just kind of giving you guys the heads up now. Hold on one second. You know what? I'm gonna do you one better. I'm just gonna screen share his YouTube channel for anybody who want to go check it out. And then that way, you know, there's no confusion as to how to find his channel and all that. You know what I'm saying?
Sir.
Right there. A-Side Boxing Talk right here. Boom.
Sir.
Yeah. So please go over there, hit that subscribe button, and shout out to you for coming on my channel. And I definitely appreciate you, man.
Always.
All right, man. Till next time, guys. Peace.
All right.